Hello, 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 Simon here. We're in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Let's get on with it. Whoa, look at that.
Marvellous, darling, marvellous.
Hello everyone, how you doing? So look, welcome back to Colombo, Sri Lanka. We're going to start off by popping down to a great little place down in Mount Lavinia, which is just south of Colombo itself. This is called Big Taste, Pakistani place. Very few things on the menu. They do a big biryani every day, as you can see, lovely chicken biryani. They also do this absolutely wonderful vegetable fried rice, along with some fantastic chicken, but that's kind of about all they do. Loved seeing this guy work because he's just really brilliant, you know, lovely kind of skills, really high powered gas flame there, getting that wok really hot with lots of oil. Then he empties out that oil, drops in his egg, gets it on the go. Then he starts to add a few little vegetables like cabbage and some carrots and stuff like that with onions, some cooked rice, in it goes, and then here goes the magic, which I love the way they just sort of toss this around. It's really beautiful. I think all he's going to do now is add a little bit of seasoning, but that's about it. This is a fantastic place that I really love. Anyway, just check out these lovely skills.
Alright, look, so I'm going to do a few sort of questions and answers today that I've been asked by you guys on emails and messages and stuff like that. Okay, Sri Lanka, language, English. Nearly everyone speaks English, it seems. They're a very educated lot, the Sri Lankans. If you go down south on other sort of touristy areas, they even speak like German and Russian and that like that. I've seen lots of menus in Russian and German and other languages, but yeah, I mean, pretty much if you speak English you're going to get by here, no problem at all. I mean, it does help if you can speak a few little words, you know, if you can count, you know, a little bit of counting, eka deka tuna, thank you, stuti, you know, just like a few little words. If you can pick it up, people really appreciate it. But yeah, English ain't no problem here. So yeah, what I've noticed is especially sort of the youngsters, the sort of younger generation, English is really, I mean, like I said, a lot of them speak better English than I bloody do. If you go out into rural areas, maybe, I mean, there's going to be some people that don't speak English, but there'll be someone there that does. So yeah, not a problem. Like I say, Sri Lankans take education fairly seriously, it seems, so they all seem pretty on point regarding everything.
So bobbing around in the tuk-tuk is the way to get around the place. Really cheap. Tuk-tuks are everywhere. They're absolutely fabulous. Gonna just pop down to another place to pick up a little bit of curry here. Some kind of nice beef curry. They do these absolutely wonderful whole fried chickens, which are really delicious, as you can see right there. Really fantastic. Yeah, a bit of beef curry, bit of vegetable curry. Fantastic stuff. I've got some lentils there. These places are everywhere and really super cheap. And of course, Sri Lanka is very well known for its hoppers, or its egg hoppers. This beautiful woman here is about to show us some fantastic skills. Little pots here on the kind of little gas stove, where she puts a very thin layer of the mixture in, mixes it around there so it's kind of just nice and crispy when she cooks it, and then she's going to add an egg to it, and if you want you could have a little bit of chili, salt or some pepper in there. But yeah, she's really wonderful. She's really sort of vibrant, lovely, friendly person. Really loved her. And look, hoppers you're going to find everywhere. I mean, there isn't a street where you're not going to find hoppers, and of course they're absolutely delicious. And if you fancy a coffee, your kind of nearest thing to kind of Starbucks is, well, you've got Barista, which we're looking at here. They're kind of all over the place. And then you've also got another place called Java Lounge. There's a few other places like Coffee Bean and that, but Java Lounge, which you're looking at here, and Barista are probably my favourites. See, like I say, they're your kind of what you'd call your Starbucks. And I'm always up for kind of popping into a temple or two. If you've seen my videos before, I like to kind of pop down to them just for a little bit of peace and quiet. You know, Colombo can be quite noisy. Temples and churches, and there's a lot of churches as well. It's not all just temples, a lot of very old churches knocking around, you know, like 150-year-old kind of places. But yeah, like I say, they're kind of just nice little sanctuaries where you can get a little bit of peace and quiet and kind of have a little think before you head back onto the busy roads. Okay, so we're now off to the park. We're going to be in Colombo 7, which is kind of in the centre of town. It's pretty much as centre of town as you can, just to check out a local park.
Alright, so it's a Sunday. We're down at the park, the local park in Colombo. What you'd call Central Park or Hyde Park, I suppose. We've got ourselves some strawberries. We've got some Simply Strawberries by Jagro. Strawberries and ice cream and chocolate sauce, and we're going to do that. How bloody lovely is that, eh? Nice? Here we are then, so in the park, beautiful. We've got some nice strawberries, chocolate sauce. Really lovely, really busy here. All the families are out. Lovely time we're having, really beautiful. And it's not super hot today. It might warm up a bit later with a little bit of rain. Marvellous, darling, marvellous. Crispy chicken. Whoa, look at that.
Beauty.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Oh, nice. I like it. I like it. What a mess you're making. Is it good? What do you think? Okay. Alright, Axum's burger there was 295 rupees. Right, and Moya got one of these things, you know, like a kind of twisty potato thing with salt and chili on it. This was 200 rupees. A bargain. Happy days. So yeah, really beautiful park. I think it used to be called Victoria Park back in the English days, and then they renamed it. Yeah, I think it was, you know, it's been here 100 years, 200 years or something, possibly. But yeah, really lovely time we've had it. It's just nice, just kind of place to come and sort of watch people watching and stuff like that. Really, really good. Loving Colombo.
So the weather in Colombo doesn't particularly change throughout the year. We are in the rainy season, so it's raining a little bit more than normal. And as we left the park here, you can see it's beautiful, really nice weather. And before, you know, we drove like another sort of 5 or 10 minutes down the road, and it really started hammering down. And it rains for a very short amount of time, like, you know, 10-15 minutes, but it really pours down. And then it just clears, and then you're back to some lovely, beautiful weather again.
Okay, so another question and answer thing here. Lots of people have asked me about visas, how you can be in Sri Lanka for a long time like we are. Well, there's several ways of doing it. I mean, if you're Sri Lankan, first of all, you're going to know that there's been a complete kerfuffle recently where they switched over the kind of visa companies, and there was a bit of a balls up with it all, but I think they've resolved that now. But look, there's lots of ways. Okay, so if you've got children, for example, like I have, you can get them into school and get a guardian visa. So that's one way of doing it. You can now buy a 2-year visa, a 3-year visa, and even a 10-year visa online. You can do that. But I think that requires you to leave the country every 90 days or something like that. You can also invest, which is quite costly, but you can buy property or invest in businesses, but I don't know too much about that, but that's a way of doing it. There's several different ways you can do it. They've just announced that there's going to be like 35 countries where you can get visa on arrival. That includes the UK and loads of other stuff. You can go online and look at that. I probably wouldn't do that if I was you. I mean, I'd imagine that just getting it online is a bit easier because you'll have to do it at the airport, and that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. There's a bit of a queue, but there are just several ways of doing this now. I think there's also a digital nomad visa and things like that. But yeah, it used to be a bit difficult. Now it's simple as can be. There's loads and loads of options. So I hope that's answers some of your questions. Okay, so that's it for me today. Enjoying Colombo enormously. Don't miss out on Colombo. A lot of people just sort of skip it and go straight down south or to Kandy, but Colombo is a fantastic city. Really recommend it, so get in here. I'm going to leave you here with some beautiful hoppers being made by a very beautiful, lovely woman. I'll see you soon. Lots of love.